just wants me to replace
Good morning,
these
everyone.
three.
I call this organizational meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First, I am going to do roll call. Commissioner Coring?
I'm here.
Commissioner Brecken?
Here.
Commissioner Barrows?
Here.
Commissioner Franzine?
Here.
Commissioner Hoag?
Here.
All members are present. Commissioners, this is the organizational meeting, so the first order of business is to elect a new chair and vice chair for 2022. With that, I would open the floor to nominations for chair for 2022.
I would nominate Commissioner Doug Hoag from District 5.
I would second that.
Commissioner Coring nominates Commissioner Hoag for chair for 2022. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations will close, and I would accept a motion to cast a unanimous ballot for Commissioner Hoag for board chair for 2022.
Second.
Motion is made by Commissioner Coring, seconded by Commissioner Barrows. Roll call vote. Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Board chair is Commissioner Hoag. And let's do vice chair first.
Okay.
So now I'll open the floor for vice chair for 2022. Are there any nominations?
I would nominate Commissioner Bill Brecken for vice chair.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Did we have a second for that motion?
That wasn't a motion, it was just a nomination.
Nomination?
Yep.
Okay.
I would move a unanimous ballot for Commissioner Brecken from, I forget your district. Sorry about that.
Vice chair?
For vice
Second
chair,
that.
sorry about that.
Commissioner Coring makes a motion for Commissioner Brecken for vice chair for 2022, seconded by Commissioner Franzine. On roll call vote, Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Congratulations to both the new chair and vice chair, and we'll just take a minute to swap seats.
Well, don't have to move far.
And log in.
Should you just swap with Bill so that he's next to the chair? Or should you swap with Paul?
Bill, would you like to say?
I'm good here right now. We can switch later.
You're welcome to have it for a year. At least.
All right, let's see. Let me get situated here. Wow, it's been a while.
Okay, Mr. Chair, it's all you.
Well, thank you. All right, well, first, thanks to Commissioner Barrows for his serving as chair for the past year. Appreciate that. Moving on with the agenda. Next on our agenda is open forum. If there's anybody here to speak towards something not on today's agenda, please come forward, state your name.
Ben Davis, Crow Wing County. I just want to say thank you so much. We brought you a request, and though our exact request wasn't accepted, we wanted you guys to do a full forensic audit of the 2020 November 3rd election. You did what you...
Excuse me, that is on our agenda for today. So
Correct,
if-
and I'm thanking you. That I just want to thank you for that. And you did what you believed in your heart you could do. And so I want to thank you very much for that. I think it's a very healthy America when we have the people getting involved. And so I want to thank all the folks that came here as well. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you. This is what a healthy America looks like. And I am so grateful that we get to exercise this freedom in this nation. And when it happens on both sides of the aisle in a peaceful way, it's a good thing. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, anybody else that wants to speak towards something not on the agenda? And the election issue is on our agenda, so if we could hold off.
Okay, I'm not, Mark Olson, 12336 Thompson Road. It's about the process, and I don't know if this is truly about the election, but it's about a court case that's going on right now as we speak, case number A20-1294, Minnesota Voter Alliance against Olmsted County and Ramsey County. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's going on right now, and it's at the Supreme Court. And it has to do with election judges, and the statute is 203B 121, and numerous times we were told we didn't have anything substantial to give anyone. My question is has Crow Wing County actually followed the law in 203B 121? And the law is stating that you have to have the same amount of Republicans as you do at Democrats as far as election judges. So that's a question, and that's going on right now at Supreme Court. So I would check with that, Mr. Ryan, if we actually followed that. 20.
Question?
Yeah.
Mark, what was the appellate court file number you just said? I caught the A20, but I didn't get the rest of it.
A20-1294.
1294. Thank you.
And the statute is 203B 121.
I got that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Again, if we could keep it, our election comments towards.
Yeah. Just doubling up on what he said, there are things going on not only around the state, but around the United States. Mr. Chair, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but all these comments are related to the agenda that we have printed. They're on So the I agenda, think it would okay. behoove us to move these comments to that agenda item.
If we could, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, just doubling down.
Plenty of time for comment during
Hey,
that.
Doug Curran, I forgot to say my name, but yeah, just doubling down on what he said, so.
Thank you. All right, anybody else? Is there anyone else? I see none. We will move on to the review and approval of today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I do have an add to the agenda.
Okay.
And I did put it in front of everyone on the dais here. It's a resolution to set the minimum salaries for elected officials, and it's passed at the organizational meeting every year, and it missed the agenda. So every 4 years, we have to set the minimum salaries for those offices in the county that will be elected. So it would be the county attorney and the county sheriff. And the commissioners aren't on this one because your salary is
In the budget.
across the board. So that was adopted with your budget resolution. So that needs to be added to the agenda, and I would ask that it be added under the county administrator's time is item 9.9. Thank you.
All right. Is there a motion?
I would move that with the addition.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Brecken. Any discussion? All in favor?
I'll have to call the roll.
I'm sorry, that's, roll call, please.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye. Thank you. You'll have to remind me a few times on that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, we will move on to the consent agenda. Are there any questions regarding the consent?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion by Commissioner Franzine, second by Commissioner Barrows. Any discussion? Seeing none? Trees?
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye. All right, thank you. Item 8, County Attorney.
We have item 6.
Engineer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Getting ahead of yourself. here.
Jeepers. Tim?
Right, skip you.
Too many scribble notes here.
I don't think I can answer those questions. Mr. Chair and Commissioners, I have one item for you today, and it is our next step in the development of our County Road 115 project, which is slated for construction in 2023. This is right-of-way plat 17-2. Previously, I believe it was in early or later October, you had approved plat 17-1. That was the south side of the County Road 115 corridor, south of 127 out to 371. And this 17-2 is the plat that defines the right-of-way for the north project, which is from County Road 127 north around Round Lake to 371. And this is a process that defines the right-of-way. This is many years in coming. There is a lot of right-of-way to get cleaned up there, plus it defines the right-of-way that we need for our design, which is now very near completion, maybe 99.9%. We're cleaning up a few little things. And so this represents the right-of-way we need to build the northern part of the project, which is slated for 2024. Quick update, we have made all the right-of-way offers on the south half based on the plat that you approved in October. And as soon as this is approved, we will start making some offers on the north half as time allows. We really want to focus on the south half, which is the first construction. So I'm asking for approval of plat 17-2 to allow us to move forward with the right-of-way acquisition for that project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Franzine, second by Commissioner Barrows. Any discussion? Seeing none, Treese?
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye. Thank you. County Sheriff, anybody have anything to report for the sheriff today? Nothing? Now we're the County Attorney.
I have nothing today unless you have any questions of me, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions for Don? Seeing none,
Thank you.
we'll move on to County Administrator. Treese, it's all yours.
All righty. Mr. Chair, Commissioners, there was no senior management team, meeting, so there's no report unless any of the other senior managers in the room have anything to add or online. Okay. 9.2, Mr. Chair, members of the board, in your packet is a summary of the printing and publishing bids for 2022. It is staff recommendation that we accept the combined bid of the Brainerd Dispatch, Crosby-Arrington Courier, Pine and Lakes Echo Journal using 7-point font, which is a change from 7.5 font, what we've had in the past, so that will see a cost savings, smaller font, less space, less money. And that the Brainerd Dispatch be designated as the official county newspaper for 2022, and that the second publication of the financial statement be awarded to the Newshopper using the 7.5 font. They did also, they had been a 9-point font, but we would rather go with the 7.5. So I put that forward for your consideration.
I'll make the motion to approve the staff recommendation.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Barrows, second by Commissioner Brecken. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Treese?
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye.
All right, next up, Mr. Chair, members of the board, every year there's a number of resolutions we pass at this meeting. This is one of those. It specifies the reasons we will close meetings. This is something, obviously, we do every year, and They include cases of labor negotiation strategy, preliminary consideration of allegations against persons employed by the county, evaluations of the performance of persons subject to the authority of the board, and conferences protected by the attorney-client privilege. Just a reminder, any member of the board may request to have specific meetings open. Mr. Chair, I put it forward for your consideration.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Franzine, second by Commissioner Barrows. Further discussion? Seeing none. Therese?
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye.
Moving right along. 9.4 is the resolution regarding per meeting rates and meeting expenses. Closed in your packet is a request for board action to pass a resolution regarding per meeting rates and meeting expenses. This we do annually. It has been $75 for all appointed citizens who serve on advisory committees, except for the Planning Commission, Board of Adjustment. They receive $125 per meeting, $75 for site visits. And that has been since, I think it was like 2018 is when we increased those from something we hadn't increased in like 20 years. So I put that one forward for your consideration.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a Commissioner Barrows made the motion, Commissioner Franzine second. Further discussion? Seeing none. Therese?
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye.
9.5 is the 2022 AMC Delegate and Policy Committee appointments. Enclosed in your packet is a request for board action to appoint our 8 voting delegates to the AMC, along with our AMC Policy Committee appointments. And I can go through these if you'd like. Commissioner Brecken is on the Environmental and Natural Resources Policy Committee currently. Commissioner Barrows on the General Government Policy Committee. Kara Terry, our Community Services Director, is on the Health and Human Services Policy Committee, Commissioner Coring on the Public Safety Policy Committee, and Commissioner Franzine to the Transportation Policy Committee. And then our voting delegates would be the 5 commissioners and the county administrator. And in this last few years, the Administrative Services Director and the Community Services Director have been appointed, and they would like to continue to serve. And that was okay with all the other senior managers as far as doing any rotations. So if you'd like to keep those appointments, I just need the chair to make those.
I guess is everybody willing to continue to serve in them roles? Paul?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
perfect with that.
So we will, I guess I'll make those appointments.
Okay. And the County Commissioner Committee appointments. The list of the committee appointments was enclosed in your packet, and I also emailed it to you, and there were a couple changes, and then I emailed you again, and then I emailed you again, and I think we have it all ready to go. So it's basically the same appointments as you're currently on, and if there are no changes, I put it forward for the chair to make those appointments.
Hearing no.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. We will go ahead and make those appointments as well.
Okay. Next, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, I was just recently made aware that there is a vacancy on the County Extension Committee, and they have done some legwork for us already and found a replacement, and which is amazing. I love that. It is an at-large representative, and it would be replacing Mr. Duncan. And so the new appointee would be Gerald Peterson, and he would be filling Mr. Duncan's term, which would end the end of this year. So it's 12/31 of '22. So basically appointing him to fill out for the rest of this year. And that is you can make that appointment, Mr. Chair.
Okay. I would go ahead and make that appointment as well.
And 9.8 is the resolution regarding election integrity. And I can defer this to the county attorney if you wish, or I can put it forward. Either way.
Don, would you like to run with this one, or?
This is the resolution arising for the election
For the
thing?
election.
Mr. Chairman, I can answer any questions if you would like. I did assist Mr. Hool in drafting a proposed resolution based upon my understanding or impression of what you had asked him to do. I believe the resolution accurately reflects what the request was, but I certainly can answer any questions.
Okay.
I don't let the people speak.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak towards this resolution?
Ben Davis, Crow Wing County, and Rosemary and I actually spoke right before the meeting. I sent you all an email. It's interesting, the letter was written very well, and I believe it was reflecting what we were requesting until it got to the 6th line of the resolution. It says, request that the Secretary of State undertake a full forensic audit of the results of the 2020 election. Now, that might not jump out at you, but it jumped out at me. We weren't concerned with the results. What we want to know is election material, analysis of data, and the process. That's actually what we were requesting for the audit. If you do those things, the results will just be included in that. So I thought it was very well written until it got to right there, audit of the results. We know what the results were. I guess we're more so making sure that the law is being followed and that fraud wasn't taking place in our county. That was our concern. So just that. Thank you.
And I would like to make a motion to change of the results to of all election materials and data.
Second.
I can give it to you later, Therese.
Did you catch that, Teresa?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, so we have a motion by Commissioner Franzine and a second by Commissioner Coring to adjust some wording in the resolution.
I'm wondering, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Technically, we really need to get the resolution before us with a motion and a second, and then once that's on the table, then we can amend it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
Technically, I think that's the way it should happen.
A secondary motion?
I think we should have a motion on the resolution to start with, and then if Commissioner Franzine wants to amend it, we can amend it at that time.
Okay. We agree with that, Paul. So we
Okay.
would we resend these motions and then?
If they withdraw them.
Would you withdraw the motion?
I withdraw
What's this
my
time?
second.
Okay, all right.
I
So-
would move the resolution that's in our packet.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Coring, second by Commissioner Franzine to approve the resolution in today's packet. Any discussion?
Now is when I
Yep.
amend it. Okay, I would like to amend it where it says of the results to of all election material and data.
Second.
Okay,
So first, Mr. Chair, you would vote on the amended?
yep. So we'll take roll call.
Yep. Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
All right,
Okay, now, Mr. Chair, you would vote on the original resolution or motion as amended.
okay. So is there a motion to approve the amended resolution?
No,
Which-
we're voting on the original
Oh, okay.
resolution as amended.
All right, okay.
Okay? Commissioner Coring?
1 minute,
Aye.
please, before we
Hold
go
on,
to
sorry.
that. Mr. Chair, this whole process has been confusing to me, and I apologize to the group, but we've had so many different speakers and different items that were trying to be achieved through the process. And that has, to me, caused a conflict of understanding exactly what it is. And I know, Mr. Davis, you're trying to define today what it is, but I'm not prepared at this point to vote for this resolution. So just to be transparent, I will be voting against this resolution because of the way the process has taken place. And I'm confused on what exactly is being asked. So I just wanted to make that point. You can go ahead with the vote if you wish, Mr. Chair.
Okay, let's,
Okay, Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Nay?
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, something related to this, and this is directed towards Ben Davis. I don't know if he's interested, but I did get an email. I want to read it because I didn't think it was, I didn't know if I was the person to give an interview, but I got an email last night. I'm going to read it, and I can forward it on to Ben Davis. He seems to be the spokesman. So I'm just going to read it. It says, "Hello, Commissioner Coring. I'm a reporter from CNN. I am working on a story about how concerns about alleged election fraud in 2020 are continuing to inspire voters to ask for audits, door knock in search of fraud, etc. I understand there's been a vocal group in Crow Wing County hoping for an audit, and I was hoping to chat with you about that. Any chance you have time tomorrow, which is today, for a few minutes interview on Zoom? Thank you so much for your consideration. Sarah Murray, CNN News, and it's a 202 area code. That's Washington, D.C. So if you, Ben, if you're interested in calling her up and doing an interview, I can forward this email on to you.
He said sure.
Okay, perfect. I'll do it. Thanks.
Thanks, Paul. Therese, do you have anything else?
9.9.
I do.
Salaries.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
9.9 was an ad, and it was setting the minimum salaries for elected officials. And I did kind of already give the overview in the add to the agenda. It's just a resolution we do every 4 years, setting the minimum salaries for elected officials in the county election. We have the county sheriff and the county attorney, and both of these are the minimum of the wage grid that they are on. So that is why the amounts are... Hold on. Oh, he muted himself. That's why the amounts are what they are. It's the bottom of the wage grid for that grade.
Okay.
And the county commissioners are not on here because that was adopted with our budget resolution, and those are a standard wage that everyone gets. So I put that forward for
All right.
approval.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right. We have a motion by Commissioner Barrows, second by Commissioner Brecken. Any discussion? Seeing none. Therese?
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
All right. Okay.
And Mr. Chair, I do have one other thing. The Sourcewell Board of Directors election, we had nominated Commissioner Barrows, or you had nominated Commissioner Barrows, and Commissioner Barrows and Bill Stearns are the two that are on the ballot. We get one ballot for Crow Wing County, and so I am going to pass these out, and if you could just give them back to me after the meeting, and I will get Paul's response from him later. So. Good luck, sir.
Thanks.
All right.
And then once I have that, there's a process to send it back and seal it and all the secrecy stuff, so we will make sure that is done correctly. And that is all I have, Mr. Chair. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thank you. We're at additional business. Is there any additional business? Seeing none, we will.
There's a hand raised in the back.
Oh, all right.
I just wanted to actually go back. I was waiting for you to ask for further discussion regarding the audit. Can I speak on that?
Sure.
So I'm very concerned, and I will say even confused.
Could you state your name?
My name is Julie Dillon. I live in Cass County, but I have an office in Crow Wing County. I strongly disagree, I guess, with asking the Secretary of State to to conduct this audit. And so I guess that's my understanding, and that's what we talked about last time we were here. So what I'm saying is, we the people have asked you to conduct a forensic audit, and it seems ridiculous to me that we have to ask the Secretary of State for permission. And I wanted to follow the county attorney's interpretation of the law, which is why, I thought that was the right process, which I guess that is the process. But what I would like to suggest is that somehow we get rid of that statute that requires us to ask the Secretary of State for permission to do this audit. We have offered to provide the funding and to the manpower to get it done, and it just seems to me like we the people should be able to ask that, and you as our board should be able to grant it as what we have come forward with. So that's just my comment and request to somehow look into that whole statute requiring us to ask the Secretary of State, which I do not agree with.
Mr. Chair, if I could reply, and this is just a quick note for you. That is the state legislature's responsibility to change that particular statute that Attorney Ryan noted the other day. So it isn't, we don't have the ability, the people have the ability. So regardless of how we feel about different issues in that, as individuals, we can make it known to our state elected officials here, but we can also go to the state capitol when they're in session and ask them to make changes, and that would be the process to do it. It wouldn't be to come to us and have the 5 of us do that, even though the 5 of us might agree with you.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
You bet.
Thanks, Steve.
Mr. Kern? I guess, I'm sorry.
Reading through some of the statutes that we have in our state and going over 26.89, the statutes continually refer to the county having the state oversee when there's a recount, a forensic audit or whatever, that the state oversees it. They don't conduct it, they oversee it. Looking at one of the reasons, if we weren't clear on what we're asking for in that same 206.89 section 8, it says here, effects on voting systems. If a voting system is found to have failed to record votes accurately and in the manner provided by the Minnesota election law, the voting system must not be used in another election until recertified. That's the short version of it. It cannot be used until it's recertified by the state. And so the questions that we brought forward, I know you had questions on what our objective is. Mm-hmm. It's not just to see what happened in 2020, it's to prevent it from happening again. So that's in a nutshell, that's what we're asking for. So, and that's statute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? All right, seeing none.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Barrows, seconded by Commissioner Franzine. Trace?
Commissioner Coring?
Aye.
Commissioner Barrows?
Aye.
Commissioner Franzine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brecken?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoag?
Aye. All right, we are done with today's meeting.